Hello everybody, welcome back to the Football Fill-In. It has been another weekend of fun and games in the Premier League. We got Cristiano Ronaldo dropping bombs right, left and centre. Graham Potter actually might be under pressure, and he's had 5 or 6 games. This is ridiculous. That's the Premier League for you. Man United went and won just about. Tottenham won just about. Man City at home lost to Brentford, even though Mark Goldbridge says they're going to absolutely walk the league.
No, he didn't.
Every single week, but they actually lost at home to Brentford. Massive shout out to you guys, by the way, Brentford. Absolutely smashed it. Liverpool won, loads more bits and bobs. Come on, let's get into it. We've got Rhino Legs Tom, Mark Goldbridge, Football Fill-In. Booyah. Okay, lads, before we get started on this week's Football Fill-In, right, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but Pepsi Max have just released their new kind of football video, and it is absolute belter. It's called Nutmeg Royale. It's got Messi, Ronaldinho, who else? It's got Pogba.
Fabrizio
Romano.
Good to be fair. It's a bit of a throwback ad, isn't it?
It's decent, isn't it?
Yeah, it is good.
So I watched it, and I don't know if you've seen the long version. The long version is absolute belter. If you haven't, by the way, go and search it on YouTube. It is incredible. Jorginho got a ledge FIFA card and all sorts. Don't worry about it. Just you'll see for yourself. But it got me thinking about other bad boy football adverts. So what is your all-time favourite football advert?
I do like the pizza one. We probably remember
Southgate.
The Southgate pizza.
Yeah.
He's got it on his head. Stuart Pearce, Chris Waddle. It's old school. If you remember Italia 90 and 96, I like that one. And Southgate looks a prat in it.
He does look a prat in it, doesn't he?
Good. That was good.
Let's hope Southgate don't look a prat anytime soon, by the way.
The best one for me, I'd have been 14 or 15, R9 in the airport.
Brazil,
when they were doing all the skills. And
it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Booting balls on the little, what's it called, the carousel.
Nike one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was bad boy, wasn't it? Yeah, I totally agree with you. Completely off topic, I don't know why we went there with that. But either way, let's get into it, right? We're going to start with Man City, all right? So, nobody saw this coming, did they? Nobody saw this result coming. And it was the early kick-off, and I guarantee you it would have coupon busted so many people's accumulators, though if you've got Man City in your early accumulator who are 1 to 8, then you deserve it, because never ever pick the early accumulator, the early kick-off for 1, and then Man City at home at 1 to 8, why would you even bother in the first place? But a mad result, right?
Yeah, I was watching it, and obviously went 1-0 up, and then they had a really good chance to make it 2-0. I think I tweeted, we know what's going to happen now, Man City will win it 5-1. I went out. I went to the sofa shop with the wife because we're trying to buy a sofa, obviously.
Did you pick one?
Yeah, I did. And
but what's the delivery? I bet it was 6 weeks or something.
February.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I know. We've been trying ourselves.
Anyway, it was... and then I saw they'd won. And I was like, this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I do think that Man City are vulnerable, as I've said before. And also, I do think that with 10 players going to the World Cup for Man City, I do just wonder whether some of them were a little bit thinking it was going to be a bit easy, and then you've got Ivan Toney and Brentford who are probably thinking, I'm up for this.
Yeah.
I think, maybe levels dropped for Man City and Brentford's were up.
Do you think eyes were on Qatar a little bit?
Yeah, I think they were,
because I saw the starting lineup and I thought, Man City are going for this. Yeah. It's the big boys, isn't it? He had all the big boys out, and I thought, this could be a mauling today.
Yeah, but we take Haaland out of the equation, they're not a stronger team than they were last year.
No.
The players that have gone. It's only Haaland, who obviously we all know is an absolute beast of a player. But you take him out of the equation, or he's not fit, or he's not quite firing. They are vulnerable.
I just think they're another year older, and I think people like Foden, Cancelo, Diaz, I think they're just maturing a little bit. So I think they probably, do you know what I'm saying? I think they probably are just a little bit better, but when it doesn't work, it's ridiculous, because Brentford had chances. Brentford could have scored 4 or 5 goals in that game. Did you see the last-minute break as well, where they could have made it 3? De Bruyne clearing off the line. Did not see this one.
It's great for the league, though. I mean, look, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but it's brilliant for the league, and I give massive credit to Arteta and Arsenal, because if Arsenal weren't doing what they're doing, it would be very boring, and we'd all be just going Man City. So it's great what Brentford have done, and look, I don't think Arsenal ultimately will win the league, but
still don't think that.
They're favourites, but now they've got to deal with being favourites. It's a different thing, isn't it?
5 points clear there.
Yeah. I think it's I can't wait. I think it's brilliant for the Premier League, and obviously I want United to be up there, and I'm sure Liverpool fans want them to be there, but ultimately, sometimes you just got to swallow it and go, this is brilliant for the Premier League. We've got a really good league at the moment.
I'm just buzzing off Brentford, to be perfect. I quite like Brentford as a football club. Do you know what I mean? They're kind of... it sounds bad to say, but inoffensive. Is that the way to say it?
And what's Tony done?
Yeah.
The World Cup.
Oh, my God.
It just makes... it's ridiculous.
What do you reckon? Does that change anything, really?
It should be.
Should be there anyway.
It was talking before I saw your show. I did one as well, reacting to it. And for me, we're talking about the England lineup, and we're going, right, he's took Foden, Grealish, Mount, Maddison, Conor Gallagher, all attacking midfielders. He probably won't play with an attacking midfielder.
No chance.
So you could take 3 and have 2 spots where you could have took another striker.
Yeah,
I mean, we spoke about Callum Wilson. He's great, but he's injury prone. Tony should be there. Tony or Tammy Abraham should be there.
Well, Abraham's not quite been at it, has he? But I feel like Gallagher's going to be that player that won't get a minute.
No chance.
And maybe Maddison.
He won't get a minute.
Madison will get a little bit. Madison will get 20 minutes at the end of most games. But Tony, you could have took Tony just purely for his physicality, right? So when the chips are down, like you say, you need to get balls into the box or something. There's nobody else that we can rely on to do anything like that.
Penalty
so why didn't you take penalty specialist? Yeah. He's proven he's in form at the minute. He's
10
scoring
goals in 14 Premier League games, 3rd top scorer.
Mate, it's incredible. Like, in any other season, without Haaland absolutely ripping it up, you are buzzing off this guy. You're saying, what a season he's having, a season of his career, all that kind of stuff. It
is unfortunate because he couldn't have done anything more.
It's a shame.
No,
it is really sad, and I think realistically that's his England. You know, whether or not it's the next Euros, I don't know, but
it's sad that favouritism again just halts actual form, and that's what's happened.
Either way, Brentford, shout out, guys. You're incredible.
Mate, quickly before we go on, Rico Henry.
Oh, big shout out, Rico Henry.
He's a player.
So, how old do you think Rico Henry is, by the way?
25.
You're such a... Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
You're a scumbag.
You're a scumbag, honestly. We knew he was 25. We did the research a minute ago. So, 25 years old, left back. Mate, on Saturday, he was just marauding. When Brentford broke, by the way, they looked ridiculous, didn't they? The pace of them getting up the pitch. Man City couldn't keep up. It was phenomenal. Rico Henry, mate, you absolute
He's a brilliant,
flames.
isn't he? He's from our neck of the woods, isn't he?
From Birmingham. He's a Midlander. I reckon if this World Cup would have been at the end of the season, he carries on in this sort of form and playing the way he's playing, he would have been for a genuine shout.
He's on the left, isn't he? He's on the left, and we are
there anyway, shouldn't he? Really?
Yeah, he probably
We're only taking one left back.
Yeah, Rico Henry, really good, mate. It is time for what you're wearing, and I'm buzzing off this today because I've got a nice little smile on my face because Tom is sitting in front of me.
Yeah.
What are you wearing, mate?
Well, I had a nice PSG retro kind of Beck's era one lined up, and then Fozzie texted me. I was like, wear your Wolves shirt so I can take the piss out of you.
Right, so at this moment in time, Wolves, they sit rock bottom of the Premier League. Now,
take that smug look off your face.
Right.
The Wolves fans hate you as it is. Don't do any more.
That's why I'm smiling, why I'm smirking, all right? Because this is my time to get some payback for them, all right? So I've just got dogs abuse from Wolves fans all throughout my career. I played for West Brom, I played for Birmingham City. It's the way it goes. It comes with the territory. But when I get a chance to get a little bit of payback, you got to give it back, haven't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, currently that's an old school top, by the way, and it is a pretty top. However, Wolves struggling at the bottom of the Premier League at the minute. What you thinking, mate?
Lovely shirt, yeah, Steve Bull, isn't it? I've said it before on here, but it's Steve Bull era. You know, when you look at the teams in the Premier League and you go, who's worse than us? I can't find one at the moment. And what worries me even more, and I said this to Fozzie yesterday, was if we were to go down, that squad, there'll be a mass exodus.
Yeah.
And that type of squad and the players that we've got are
they're going to struggle
really
with the
not suited for the Champo.
Yeah, the Championship is a physical league and it's relentless. It's Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Saturday. It's just relentless.
It's really worrying. It is really worrying. But you just can't see. Obviously, we've got the new manager. Was it Lopetegui?
They've spent money as well, though. They've spent a lot of money. Wolves have, you know. But it seems they've spent...
Can't score, can they?
40, 50 million on a couple of players, individual players that I've never really heard of before and haven't really done anything.
Well, Nathan Collins came in and what was he, about 30-odd mil?
Wow.
Conor Cody goes down and you go, is he a £30 million better player than Conor Cody?
No.
Even players like, is it John Ruddy, wasn't it?
John Ruddy.
Yeah, out of the squad. And you kind of
big
go...
senior players.
Big senior player, important kind of guy around the place. So, no, it is worrying times, mate.
Well, big win for Baggies at the weekend, lift them, I think, out of the relegation zone. So happy for them. And unfortunately, Wolves slide into the bottom. Should we move on to the Arsenal game? Do you want to do the Arsenal game while we're doing this? Because... honestly, I thought this game, Arsenal might trip up a little bit. I really did. I thought Arsenal might trip up a little bit because historically, Arsenal like to do a bit of an Arsenal and these sort of games would trip them up. But they just seem to have this bit now where they ran all over Wolves, by the way. They absolutely ran all over Wolves. They were comfortable winners in the end. And I'm honestly starting to think, they might actually do that this season. They might do it.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching it, and I think that the impressive thing about Arteta is that they're still learning. I think the fact that they're in the title race now, they're probably a year ahead. I felt that they would push this year, and then they need a bench. We saw it in the Carabao Cup. They've got no depth. Yeah. But what he's still doing, and you've got to give him massive credit. I mean, he's definitely manager of the season so far, isn't he? Because a couple of weeks ago they played Southampton and they drew, and they should have won that game in the first half, and then they ran out of steam.
I thought that might be the start of the wheels falling off a little bit.
And he's learned from it, and they've gone to Wolves, which I thought again might be another. Wolves can be quite hard to break down. And they've learnt from that Southampton game in the short period of time. And it's like when we beat them, United, he was naive. They should have won it. And then we beat them 3-1. And you saw against Spurs and then Liverpool, they learnt those mistakes. They're constantly learning. And it's you sort of look at Arsenal and you go, well, where are the points going to get dropped? I mean, everyone's they've not played Man City yet, so that would be interesting. Yeah. But, even United, who beat them, we've got to go to the Emirates, which is a different
for sure.
So,
they will need to strengthen in January. I think they have to.
Yeah,
because
it's criminal if they don't.
It's like Liverpool last season when people were saying, why didn't he buy? When VVD was injured, and why didn't he buy someone else? But you think they're only a couple of injuries away, and if Saka was to get injured or Odegaard, so like that, you would worry. You would worry.
I think the beauty of what they're doing at the minute is as well, though. Gabby Jesus hasn't scored in like 10 games. Yeah. He's not scored in 10 games, yet they're still winning games quite comfortably, 2 or 3. You know what? Like, I love Gabby Jesus, I really, really do. But I think this has proven why Pep Guardiola sold him.
He's not an out-and-out goal scorer.
He's just not an out-and-out goal scorer.
He's an everything.
He gets chances like you would not believe, by the way. Like, every game he's getting 2 or 3.
Yeah. He smacked the bar, didn't he?
Yeah, smacked the bar. Yeah. He had other stuff where his touch just wasn't out of his feet quick enough to get the shot off or something. And I think a clinical striker like Harry Kane, Mo Salah, they get that little chance. It's a perfect touch and it's bang. Do you know what I mean? And I think Gabby Jesus is just lacking that little bit of clinicality. What's a word, by the way?
Clinicality.
Clinicalness? Clinicality.
Clinicality's
got to be a word.
But what he does do, I think, better than most, and even some of the best strikers in the league, his link-up play is phenomenal.
His work rate as well.
The little touches, like the ball goes into him, he can have his back to goal, and the little touch off. He knows where players are, and I think genuinely Odegaard has benefited from having him. Yeah. Massively. Yeah. But that's the thing with Arsenal, they will share it around, won't they?
Other people chipping in, scoring goals. I would love to know what Aaron Ramsdale was doing to the Wolves fans, by the way, because I got tagged in loads of tweets, all right, on Saturday night, and every one of them was saying a new contender for most hated goalkeeper of all time at Molineux goes to Aaron Ramsdale.
Would be your mate,
basically. Honestly, everybody said, Fozzie, you've been overtaken by Aaron Ramsdale. We hate this guy. So I haven't got a clue what he was doing, but 100% he would have been winding him up.
Did you see what he was doing? No. All right, okay. So you're getting down injured at one point, and
Rambo did.
Yeah, and Wolves fans were singing, let him die, let him die.
Let him die?
I think just obviously tongue-in-cheek.
Bit of banter.
Bit of banter, and it was banter. But the joke was there's a World Cup in a week, and the Wolves fans are going for him, which was, you got to take it in the spirit, which was meant, and it was funny and everything else. But I think it was when Podence had a bicycle kick, and it went just right wide of the post. The cameras didn't really pick up on it, but I did notice it quickly. He turned around like that really quickly to the Wolves fans.
And giving them a bit.
And had the biggest shit-eating grin on his face. Right? And that's enough for the Wolves fans, isn't it?
That will rile them up quickly. Will rile them up quickly. Quickly, before we move on, Aaron Ramsdale, Jordan Pickford didn't have the greatest game at the weekend. Nick Pope just keeping clean sheets right, left and centre, making saves. Do you think anything will change going into the World Cup with goalkeepers?
No, because the manager's Gareth Southgate. It will be Pickford and Harry Maguire, who's the fourth choice centre-back. Explain that to me, but he ain't going to make any change. I'd love to have a bit of a section where we go, he should be playing, but you know what he's going to do? Be Pickford, Maguire, favourites.
And everyone always says Pickford's always been brilliant, never let England down. He hasn't. Until he does, right?
And
then it'll be a World Cup, and then he'll be slaughtered, and Southgate will be slaughtered as well. Rambo is one, banging form and has been for 2 seasons. Secondly, the confidence he has got, which is, how important is that, Ben?
Massive.
To have that level of confidence.
The only thing is, going into a World Cup, I want somebody with like major tournament experience. And Jordan Pickford's the only guy. He's the only guy that's got that.
Well, the defenders won't want it to change.
No, they won't.
I know how Harry Maguire operates at United. He will not want
of course,
Ramsdale in.
That's what I mean. You've got to think about everything.
Stones, they won't want to change.
You've got to think about everything. It's probably a decision that Gareth Southgate doesn't need to make. Do you know what I mean? I think if he's making that decision,
he's safe.
He's making it for decision's sake and all that kind of stuff. So I think he'll keep it as it is, but it's a genuine. I think it would be a little bit of a concern for Gareth Southgate going into it, having seen the way Jordan Pickford's played in the last few weeks, few mistakes creeping in, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, quickly, just talking on that Everton game, did you see the scenes after the game when Alex Iwobi went? So there was all that kind of like trouble, wasn't there, after the game? The players went over to the fans, all that kind of stuff. Alex Iwobi gave his shirt to a fan and then walked off the pitch, back onto the pitch, and the fan threw his shirt back in. Mate, that has got to be the worst feeling in the world, going, there you go, mate, enjoy that one, and the fan goes, piss off,
really
and just chucked him back.
Fans are so aware these days, though, aren't they? They've got banter in their bones, and they just know that that's a moment that if I throw it back, it's...
Okay, well, there we go then. So that's fair. Shithouse of the week. Should we do that now?
Yeah, all right, sweet. Let's do shithouse of the week then. So what, we've got 2 nominations for it then. You can either do Aaron Ramsdale being a world-class shithouse like we know he is. I'm sure he's been nominated for this plenty of times before. Or we can do the Everton fan, because that's decent, come on.
Yeah,
that is so decent. A match-worn shirt, full of sweat, good to go. And he's like, piss off, you lot have been rubbish, launches it back at him.
Back.
But the thing is as well, Alex Iwobi sees it, like he's walking, he sees it there, and he just like keeps going as if to say, like, I haven't seen that, it's fine, like, it's not a problem whatsoever. Who are we giving it to here?
What do you reckon?
I'm a man of the fans, so I've got to go with the fans.
Yeah, stick with the fans, yeah?
Go with that.
Everton fan, I don't know who you are, but shit out of the
We
week.
need to get him on the football fill-in.
Okay, it's time for the world-famous football fill-in. Not a 60-second quiz this week. We're not doing it, so we're changing the format a little bit, okay? So we've got a 3-way sort of like quiz kind of thing. Me versus the boys to see who's got the big brains. What we're going to do is Jamie, who's in the hot seat.
Hi guys, you alright?
Yeah, sweet. By the way, doesn't he look a little bit like Matty Longstaff, Paul Scholes and Chesney from Coronation Street?
Go on, Chesney.
From Curry, yeah?
Go on,
Yeah,
Chesney.
I'll take that. Nickname me anything, mate.
So Chesney, Jamie is going to be doing the questions for us today. We've got 20 questions.
Got 20 questions.
They're good questions?
They're actually quite easy today. I feel like you should be able to get them all today.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fastest finger first.
Yep.
You can just come out with the answer if you know it. If you get it wrong, you don't get to answer again for that question, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to see who gets the most points,
I
right?
think if you get one wrong, you should lose a point at the end.
Yeah, I do. But it's his game and it's his ball, and he
knows
probably
the
knows the
answers
answers.
already,
Yeah.
I don't know the answers already.
No.
But I'm looking forward to this. We've got 20 questions,
Got
yeah?
20 questions, yeah, ready to go.
So
Yeah.
you dig in with the first question whenever
Yeah.
you're ready, mate.
Nervous.
Which club did Kieran Trippier sign for in 2019?
Atletico Madrid.
Ben.
Damn you.
Who did you say?
Newcastle.
Wow!
Right, next question. Which manager had... Oh, God, read that wrong.
Look how nervous he is. Look how nervous he is. Hey, calm, woos up.
Yeah. Which manager had to sit in the crowd this weekend due to receiving a red card?
Oh.
In the Premier League?
Yeah, Premier League.
Oh.
Jurgen Klopp.
Yep.
Ooh, well
Yeah.
done.
Come on, Tom.
Finally served his ban against City, yeah. Yeah, this weekend.
Good one.
Which club did Sam Allardyce manage before becoming the England manager?
West Ham.
Nope.
Newcastle.
Nope.
Oh, you're
Ben,
out.
take
I've
your
got
time.
Oh, no.
Before coming the England manager.
I know what it is now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so easy.
Easy one.
Oh,
Easy
so
one.
easy.
So
You
easy.
should
There should
get
be a
that
countdown there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got to be a 10-second now.
Everton.
No.
Ah, wow! I managed them.
As if you didn't get that.
Sunderland.
So easy. I wish I hadn't gone so fast.
Right.
Which goalkeeper made a penalty save this weekend?
Fabianski.
Boom.
You're
Tom.
under pressure.
Oh.
You've got 0.
I'm not bothered. I'm in for a laugh.
Who is the all-time Champions League top goal scorer?
Ronaldo!
Boom.
Viva Ronaldo!
Mark got
Unpopular answer, but true.
Who scored their first goal for Manchester United this weekend?
Garnacho.
No.
No, it wasn't.
Christian Eriksen.
Yeah. Tom.
Why didn't I get that?
Should have got that one marked.
No, when he gets it wrong, I just get happy.
Mate, I really hope I beat
Just
him.
wants Ben to lose. Who managed England at the Euro 2000?
Gareth Southgate.
No.
No.
Oh,
Keegan,
2000.
Keegan.
Yeah.
Yo!
Gareth Southgate. Oh, Tom.
Right, what's the scores at the minute? 3?
What's the score?
2, 1.
No, you must have. I've only got one.
Yeah.
Wow. 3, 2,
Yeah,
1.
scores all good. Which Premier League team scored in the first minute this weekend?
Brentford.
No. Come on, lads, this is easy.
There needs to be a countdown.
No, don't look at the games. That's crap from you.
10.
Bournemouth.
No.
9.
No, I know this one. No, there's no countdown.
Look at them, look
Why
at
are
them,
you
looking at the board,
games?
look at them.
Stop looking at the board.
3.
I'm not looking at the board.
2.
No, there's no countdown.
Oh,
There
there
is.
is.
Who scored in the first minute?
Yeah, the first minute, yeah.
Count him out.
Do you
In our show, you've got
do you want to...
Leeds.
Yeah.
No, it was Brighton.
Damn it!
Did you watch the games?
You ever watch the X-Pro?
Mate, the nerve. I'm
Live on
so
air.
nervous. I'm sweating here.
Like a radiator.
Manchester United famously wear red, but what colours did they wear before adopting the red colour?
Yellow and green.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a
Tom.
disgrace of a quiz.
Newton Heath.
Who hit the post from the penalty spot this weekend?
Zaha.
He's done his
Tom's on it today, he's on it.
I think you've already lost, mate.
When was the last time Arsenal were top of the table at Christmas?
2004.
No,
2002.
no. Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
It was on the
2003.
No, 2007.
That's a good one.
The Steel Derby is played between what clubs?
Sheffield.
Wednesday, Sheffield United.
God, what are we thinking? I think that was Tom. I think it was Tom.
What was the
question? What was the question?
The Steel Derby is played between what clubs?
Ah, so I got it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom.
I'm just
Love this.
bystander now.
Can you show your slippers
I'm just
here, by the
enjoying
way?
the competition.
Somebody have a look at these slippers that he's wearing. Look at what he's wearing on.
great.
He's doing the football film. What are they? What are they?
Got socks on as well.
Office slippers.
And
Look at
Christmas.
the state
And
of it.
Christmas.
I can't believe I'm losing to somebody wearing office slippers.
I think it might have already lost.
Tom's gone clear. He's gone clear.
Next.
All right, next question.
Rinsed here.
Which match had the most goals in this weekend?
Leeds.
Spurs Leeds.
Boom. That was
Spurs were at home. You said it the wrong way
Don't matter. It
around.
didn't say.
Yeah, he should get
He
it right.
didn't
He
say.
said
He didn't say
Leeds
which team were at home.
Oh,
or whatever.
I don't know.
Which game is it?
Technically, he got it, but really, I would have preferred the home.
Let's
You're
give it to
nowhere
Ben.
near it, by the
Let's
way.
give it to
You're
Ben.
like
Keep
deflecting
him
onto
happy.
me
Keep
massively.
him
You're not
happy.
even answering anything.
I want Tom to win.
Right, we're ready, yeah? In which season did Chelsea win their first Premier League title?
2003.
Nope.
2005.
Yeah, 2004-2005 season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, that's the 2004
That
season.
counts.
2004-2005, yeah.
They won it in
Give it.
2005.
Yeah, that's what I went for. I went even more technical than I needed to.
Yeah, bonus point.
Well done, Mark.
I must be beating Ben now.
Well done, Mark.
When is the next Premier League match going to be played?
Boxing Day.
Yeah. Correct. Who has scored the most penalties in the Premier League history?
Harry Kane.
Nope.
You're in, Tom.
Sergio Aguero.
Nope. Alan Shearer. He scored 56.
56 penalties.
Oh,
56 penalties,
penalty
yeah.
box merchant.
Yeah. Who made their 600 Premier League appearance
James
this
Milner.
weekend? Yeah.
Damn it. What's the score? Damn it.
We've got 3 more questions, okay?
Come on, I'm
so
really
it's
sorry.
getting close.
You need all of them.
Should we do like double points for the last 3
No,
questions? No?
no,
No?
Last question.
Last question
Unless it's a
wins.
draw.
How many games did Arsenal draw in their invincible season?
11.
Nope.
13.
Nope.
Oh, I know what it is. It's so obvious, Tom.
So obvious.
Is it? Is it really obvious?
No.
It is.
What? You can't confer. Shush. Shush.
Tag team performance, yeah.
9.
No! 11, 12, 13. It's 12,
It's
isn't
12, it's 12, it's 12. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Right,
I
2
should
more.
get the point because I was closest.
No,
Well,
round
Mark was one off
You
as
round it
well.
up.
No, round it down.
Who scored Nottingham Forest's only goal this weekend?
Morgan Gibbs White.
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
I've never known that.
Right, final question. We're going to do anything special for this final question, or
I think Tom
No.
already won.
I don't think I have.
This question's
I
worth
think I'm
5
one
points.
ahead. Go on.
which team has won the Premier League by the biggest margin on points?
Man City,
Yep. And bonus point, how many points?
21.
Nope.
23.
Nope.
Not in the middle again.
17.
No, 19. 19 in the 2017-2018
Well
season.
done.
What's the score, Seth?
What are the scores?
Mark and Ben on 4.
There's no way. I got more than 4.
No way.
Debbie?
Done.
Tom Ochoa on 7.
Nah,
That's
load
a
of
bad-
No way.
That's an annihilation.
Right, lads, world class. Well done, Tom. Really happy for you. Get in the comments down below. Let us know how you did in the football quiz. And also, did you like it, that format? Because I buzzed off that. I'm sweating and I'm nervous, but that was good, right?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
I think we're on to something, lads. We might have to do that. Right, let's move on. Tottenham against Leeds. Tottenham eking it again. We gave Leeds fans last week, we gave them as Champ of the Week because they are pretty much every week getting guaranteed goals and you have to stay to the last minute, and it was no different. Unfortunately, it didn't go their way this weekend, but another great game to go to. Tottenham just somehow getting over the line.
Yeah, I think we've got to give Spurs a bit of credit because we've really rinsed them last week. What did you say? Conte's rubbish or
Being a
something?
baby.
Being a baby. But I suppose when the refreshing thing about that game is it's so un-Spursy, and I think Spurs fans will love the fact that when you play Leeds, you can't just sit back and defend, otherwise they would have got beat. So they attacked, and it just shows what Spurs can be when they do attack. I think the frustrating thing is they're so boring. So I'll give them credit. You know, it was an entertaining game, 7 goals. I just wish Spurs played like that more often because I think they will revert after Christmas back to the more defensive stuff.
I think they were a bit fortunate. 3 out of the 4 goals were
Kind of deflecty, kind of.
Yeah, they were a bit sweaty, weren't they? Like,
talk to me about the first goal, by the way. The foul on Meslier.
Talk to us about the first goal.
Lads, it is a disgrace. Like again, VAR once again in question all over the Premier League this weekend. But the first goal, right? So it's a corner to Tottenham, whipped in. Meslier is going to punch it. He's got 2 Tottenham players, quite literally, just shoulder jumping him. So they've jumped with him, but they've shoulder jumped him to the point where he's falling to the back of the goal. He gets a really good fist on it, to be fair, but the ball comes down, drops back into Harry Kane, boom, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. Like, this is what I'm saying about... This is why I don't want VAR, because if a referee at that point makes a decision that he hasn't seen it and it's... You can live with it, but when somebody has actually looked over the video on VAR and still not given it as a foul... That just makes you go, what's the point then?
Disgraceful.
What's the point, honestly?
It's like, you know, we'll talk about the Villa one, we'll talk about, you know, there's a couple of others, and it's like, say, the VAR thing frustrates you. You can talk about it now if there's no VAR, but it's so inconsistent. Not next week, obviously, the World Cup, but if that happens next week on De Gea, probably a foul.
Yeah.
And then next week happens to Alisson, probably not a foul. Yeah. And it's like, that's the thing that frustrates, I think.
Yeah, so, shocking decision. Rodrigo for Leeds. My gosh, this boy is on fire. What a season he's having.
They've got to hold on to him, haven't they?
They've got to hold on to him. But again, Leeds, they seem to be that team where if somebody keeps smashing it, they'll get bought. It'll be 40, 50 million quid or whatever it is. But his third goal, by the way, in the bottom corner, oh my gosh. As quick as he can, boom, he has found the tiniest... The only place he can score there, past Lloris, is in that tiny little bottom corner, right inside the post. Beautiful finish.
4 and 4 for Somerville.
Yeah.
Rodrigo's
who looks
flying.
a player, by the way.
Yeah. Aronson, they are lively, is the word I can use.
They don't need the World Cup, do they, Leeds? That's the thing. They really could do with keeping playing because they're in a real groove. Losing to Spurs 4-3 is not a terrible result, is it?
Do you know what I think? The thing with Leeds, and everybody knows they're going to concede goals for sure, but as long as you've got players in your team who can score goals, they will get you safe. They will make sure you don't get relegated. Problem with Wolves, exactly that. They've scored 8 goals all season. That is relegation form. If you can't score goals, you'll get relegated. It's as simple as that. But players like Rodrigo, scoring goals week in, week out, Crescencio, Somerville, what a beautiful name, by the way. It's good time to be a Leeds fan. I would buzz off it.
Bentancur as well, couple.
Bentancur,
got him out of trouble, didn't he?
To be fair, I was at the snooker club on Saturday afternoon, and we got a few Tottenham fans up there, and they're all jumping around because the live score notifications coming through. Oh, they've won it as well, 4-3. Bonkers, mate, absolute bonkers. Man United, Mark. Let's talk Man United.
What am I wearing?
Why are you wearing that top then,
Well, Garnachos Argentinian, but I did say on the watch-along yesterday, if we win, it will be because of the defence, and I'm going to wear it for Martinez. But little did I know that another Argentinian would actually be the match.
Be the one stealing the headlines.
I just, you know, it was a terrible game, really. We should have been 2-0 up. Ericsson should have scored by half-time, and then Fulham second half with the better team. De Gea made some big saves, and I was just there with a few minutes to go, like most United fans, just going, we're going into a World Cup break. We're going to be 5 points off Spurs, 6 points off Newcastle. We needed to win this game. We lost to Villa last week, and you're really fed up. And then, literally, last touch of the game, he scores, and it makes it all worthwhile because Fulham probably did deserve something, but the goal was just so. It was one of those goals we celebrate where you really let loose.
Mate, I actually saw your celebration for the goal from the United stand from the watch along, and you could tell it was a genuine. Oh, thank God for that. Absolute buzzing. You know it's a goal as well. There's no way it could be offside or foul in the build-up or anything like that. So you give it everything and you proper celebrate. And I've got to say, I think the goal was actually a really good goal from him.
Well taken.
Because that pace to be able to get round the defender in the first place, because the defender doesn't even know he's there. It's the defender knows he's there when he's past him and he's like, oh no, here we go.
Because it looked like, at first view, like Reed, I think was it Reed?
Yeah.
You kind of looked at it and thought, get your body in the way, mate. What the hell are you doing?
He doesn't know he's there.
Came from nowhere.
Nowhere, exactly.
And that's exciting that he's got that pace because we all know. I've talked to you off air. He reminds me a little bit of a Sancho type player who's a technical player. He can run at people, give and go. Obviously not Sancho in the form he is, but he has got explosive pace, and that really caught it out. And I think sometimes that sort of goal is so impressive because we all learn that in the playground, don't we? 1-2s. And it's like last kick of the game, you think, everyone's going to whip it in the box, and he doesn't. He plays the ball to Eriksen. He makes the run. Eriksen, it's sort of like a school ground goal, and it's so simple, but it's so good because it's like it's a technical goal. It's a give and it's really a go. Good. I loved it.
The finish was world class as well, by the way, lads.
Yeah.
He took it early. Like that's the reason why it's gone in the back of the net because Leno doesn't expect him to be kicking it so soon, so he's not fully set for it.
What have you heard, and what do you know about this kind of question mark over his attitude?
Yeah, so I think there was. I think. Ben, you would know. I think with young footballers these days, they're not cleaning the boots of the pros, are they? They're getting big contracts. He's not come through the youth. We've brought him in, even though he's 18. He's playing with Messi for Argentina. He's got Ronaldo, and I think he's played for Man United as well. You know, if you're a youth player at Villa, you're not a youth player at Man United. So I think there's probably a few players in Man United's youth setup who need to keep their feet on the ground. And I think what Ten Hag and Bruno have come out and said there is, look,
just bring him down a notch or two.
You've got to, and the fans are doing it. I think the fans are overhyping him. Rooney at 18 is streets ahead of what Garnacho is. So he's not the next Rooney. He's not the next Ronaldo. He's the next superstar coming through, hopefully. But I think what Ten Hag's done with him, great. Loads of people wanted him to start yesterday. I thought it was a good idea to give him half an hour. And I think it's just about. You've got to manage these young players, haven't you? I mean, we've seen many issues. I mean, obviously there's one going on at United at the moment, so it's just about managing. I think he's really excited. Can't wait to see what he can do.
And with Ronaldo's comments after what came out late last night with Piers Morgan, it was bonkers, wasn't it?
Why is he doing that? Why is he doing it? Firstly, Ben, why is he doing it?
I think he's just got to that point. We said it earlier. It's a premeditated interview.
Yeah.
The timing is absolutely perfect for him. Just about to go away to the World Cup for a month. He can drop this bomb. It's literally like a case of chuck that. See you later, lads. I'll see you in a month or so, like that. Make up your mind while I'm away, basically. So he's done that, so that basically he's got to the point now where all the execs at Man United, all the people at board level can say, we need to just get rid now, don't we? So I think this is probably, do you agree, the final nail in the coffin?
Oh, 100%. I think it's an exit interview.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who thinks, why has he done it? Or, why now? Or there's no way back. Well, I think it's very obvious. There's no way back. He sat down and done a 90-minute interview with Piers Morgan. The World Cup's coming up. It's a risk, but he's putting himself in the shop window. And I think it's I'd already said a couple of weeks ago he needs to go anyway for himself, for United fans, for the club. The club need to, it's in the club's hands now. Deal with it. Don't let it run.
Yeah. Has he tarnished his legacy?
In the short term, yeah, but in the long term, no.
He will always be remembered as a ledge, as a goat.
You never forget that, do you? In the late noughties,
No.
You don't. He was unbelievable, and that will never change. I think for your legacy to be tarnished in that way, you've got to do something very serious off the pitch.
Yeah.
I think as a footballer, he'll always be a great, and it's very sad, and he's very wrong in some of the things he's done, and he's very right in calling out the club in other ways. It's not the way to behave, though.
No, it's not. Yeah.
But ultimately, I think, just move past it very, very quickly. Get it solved. Move past it. We were talking off air. Roy Keane and Sir Alex Ferguson, they fell out big time. I don't need to take sides. I love Sir Alex Ferguson. I love Roy Keane. I don't really want to take sides between Ten Hag and Ronaldo. So get it resolved.
Get it done. Move on.
It's been a divorce that's been waiting to happen for a while, hasn't it? And although Ronaldo now is clearly wrong, I think earlier on, before this, I do think he's earned the right to leave.
Yeah.
And I think the club have not disrespected him, but it's kind of like he's not playing. He's not needed, really, in the grand scheme of things. Let him go.
Should have gone in the summer. He should have gone in the summer.
Yeah, because actually last season, when United were absolute in tatters all over the shop, I remember going up, watching them a few times last season. he did his job.
Yeah,
right.
last season he was
When the
brilliant,
chips
yeah.
were really down, he did what was asked of him, and turned up massively for them.
I think, unfortunately, this is what Man United are at the minute. This screams of Man United, doesn't it? You don't really get things like this with other teams.
We should be talking about Garnacho.
Yeah.
We're talking about Ronaldo.
True that,
and that's Man United need to move away from being a brand and being a football club.
Talking about Garnacho, shall we move on to Champ of the Week, lads?
Let's do it.
Because we
That's
got
seamless.
Seamless, wasn't it? Champ of the Week, let's go. Right, here we go then. 3 nominations for Champ of the Week. We've got, first of all, Alan Garnacho. We calling him Alan? Alejandro? Alan, we'll call him Alan. Big Al. Big Al Garnacho, last-minute injury time winner, sends United off to the World Cup, comfortably in 5th position, having a nice, lovely time. We've got James Milner, 600th Premier League appearance. Takes him into an exclusive club of, I think, 4 or 5 players? 4 players.
That's why we got that quiz question
Lamps.
right,
There you go, yeah. Lampard, Giggs.
Giggsy.
Gareth
Barry, yeah, boom. James Milner, world class. By the way, we did an interview with James Milner last week, didn't we, for Amazon? It was really, really good. Playing golf, playing a bit of darts.
Is he boring in real life?
No, he's world class, mate. What a guy, honestly, absolutely brilliant.
A little bit. I was thinking about this, right? 600 Premier League appearances, right? So 38 games in a regular season, right? In the season. 38, so 10 seasons, you play every game, 380 games.
Yeah.
Nearly double it.
Yeah, you're talking 20 years. 20 years of constantly being fit and playing and all that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. Do you know that in the decade between 2010 and 2020, you know the top 3 players who made the most Premier League appearances in that decade? James Milner, Jordan Henderson, and Fozzie.
Go on, the
big dog. Yeah.
How did
I
you
don't
do
know.
that then?
The what? Sorry.
How did you do that?
I know, miracle, isn't it? I know.
I tell you, this will make you laugh. So actually, James Milner, we were chatting to him the other day, and he said, because he's 35 or 36, I think he is. And he said, I felt old the other day. He said it was my old goalkeeper's birthday. He said it was Nigel Martin's birthday the other day. He was 58.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he debuted for Leeds, didn't he, at like 17?
16, 17,
So James Milner, wow, that was a serious talk on James Milner. And we've also got Alisson for Liverpool. Again, do you know what Alisson is? He's just one of these proper goalies, isn't he, mate?
He's goalkeeper of the season, I'm sorry.
I'm with you, mate. I think I'm with you.
You always talk about, Ben, you always say with Edison and Alisson, we can never quite see what they've got because they're always on the front foot and they're always winning games. Well, we got to see it at the weekend.
Yeah. Edison made a couple banging saves as well. But Alisson, the same thing. Liverpool 3-1 up, but he's made 3 or 4 really big saves towards the end of the game. Like, just did his job brilliantly. Do you know what I mean? No fuss. No, he's not getting up, waving his arms around and fist pumping, all that kind of stuff. Just goes about his business. Liverpool end up winning the game 3-1. Honourable mention to Alisson, by the way. Who are we going for there? The boy. Big Al.
James Milner.
Here we go. Are you going for Miller? Yeah. No, I've got to go for Garnacho. I'm sorry. I just feel bad for him. The fact that Ronaldo's taken over all the headlines today. It should all just be about Big Al Garnacho winning the game.
They're all shaking behind your back.
Who are you happy with? Sorry, lads.
Just because you did an interview with him.
Each to their own, all right, Jamie? Your quiz questions are rubbish, all right?
United over
just
Liverpool.
Be quiet, yeah?
That's how it is.
Big Al Garnacho. Well done, mate. Okay, time to look at the other fixtures that went on this weekend, starting with Liverpool, Southampton, 3-1 win. Darwin Núñez scored a couple. Interestingly, the interview we did with James Milner the other night, I asked him about Darwin Núñez, and I said, like, what's happening with him? Do you know what I mean? Like, is he a good player? Is he going to be a big and all that kind of stuff? And his response was, no, Fozzie, mate, he's going to be proper. He's going to be proper. He has got absolutely everything. At this moment in time, he's a little bit of a sort of rough diamond. He's got everything. It just needs to be polished up a little bit. He said, but he is going to be an absolute monster. So, fair play to him.
I keep saying this. I mean, I'm obviously a United fan, don't like Liverpool, but when people are writing him off, like, I wanted him. Ten Hag wanted him. Yeah. I think Arsenal wanted him. He's a chance magnet, and that you don't teach that.
Chance magnet.
So what you can teach is get used to the Prem, smooth the diamond. But he will. I mean, 2 at the weekend, and people aren't talking about it because it doesn't fit the profile of missing 2.
Hasn't he got like 8 in his last 10 or something?
Yeah, he's been bagging a lot lately.
He will be. He probably won't be Haaland because no one's going to be Haaland. Yeah. But he's going to be a top striker. It'll be an interesting player to watch in the World Cup as well.
Yeah.
He's just one of these that he doesn't seem to at the moment. It's like. His runs are great. He gets into the right positions. It's just when he's got the ball, he can't seem to get it out from under his feet.
Yeah, it's like,
and his touch is a little heavy. that will come.
It's like there's too much going on still, isn't there? It's like
Still
there's
only
too much going
22.
on. Still only 22, and I think I'm at the point where I might put him in my fantasy Premier League team now. I think he's finally found his feet, and that's as big an endorsement as I can possibly give to somebody about the fact
huge,
that
that
he
is.
might be making it into.
That's better than a new contract.
Yeah, I know. You should be proud of yourself, Darwin, mate. Well done, geez.
On that Bazzuno save against Salah, Fozzie.
Oh, it was beautiful, mate. This is one of those saves as a goalie, right, where if it hits your arm and you make the save, it looks so good. So basically, they broke down the left-hand side, cut it back across the goal. Bazzuno's running across his goal, and he's just had to run and spread as quick as he can. Salah's made contact with the ball, absolutely smashed it. It's a certain goal. No, it is not a certain goal. Big Bazzuno, boom, smashes his arm, flies off over there. It's as good as a goal, mate, honestly. If you're a goalkeeper, that is as good as good as scoring at the other end. It was a world-class save. They're having a bit of a tough time, so Southampton, to be fair. New manager coming in, all that kind of stuff. I think they could be down there or thereabouts by the end of the season, couldn't they, to be fair?
Yeah, they'll be in the battle.
Right, lads, let's have a look at the other fixtures this weekend. Starting with Bournemouth. Bournemouth 3, Everton 0. Big shout out to Gary O'Neill, by the way, because what a job he's doing. And I don't know if he could do any more to actually get the job on a full-time basis. But
He's not getting the job.
He's not going to get the job, is he? No. It's criminal. No. Absolutely criminal.
I'll tell you what, though, it's a great result because we spoke about them the last couple of weeks. And was it Spurs 2-0 up and they lost? What was the one last week? They were in
same thing, Leeds.
Yeah. So Everton were primed to get absolutely done over, weren't they? And the thing about Everton, they ain't coming back.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah, really good result.
Everton really struggling, by the way. Frank Lampard has got to be under a proper bit of pressure now, OK? Because if you saw the scenes after the game, the fans were not happy, were they? The fans were fuming.
Do you know, they were absolutely raging, and rightly so. But the other thing with Frank Lampard, I always find that he doesn't seem to G himself up after the game.
Yeah.
So when he did his interview, he looks like a beaten man.
He does, doesn't
And
he?
actually, on the flip side, with Gary O'Neill, I don't think he'll get the job because I don't think he behaves like a manager. Like, I want to see him be commanding and have a bit more, but he seems a bit kind of almost footballer mode, but he's a manager. And you need to just stand up and be counted a bit more.
Do you know what?
Great job. He's done a great job.
I'm going to have a little prediction out here that I think over this next month, before we get back for Boxing Day games, we could see 3 Premier League managers getting sacked.
Go on.
I'm not going to say which ones.
Cop out.
Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
I think Lampard at Everton...
He took the bait.
Lampard at Everton's interesting because we were talking about it a few weeks ago and there was Everton fans saying, no, we back him. But if the fans turn...
Oh, it didn't look like they were backing him on Saturday, mate. No chance.
Not a bad run.
Big shout out. I tell you what, you know when you hear about young players and maybe they need a bit more time or they'll leave a big club and then come back... Dom Solanke is...
Yeah, he's doing well.
He looks like a Premier League player now.
Yeah.
And like link-up play
It's been a bit of a long time coming, you know, move to Liverpool, all that kind of stuff.
Paid a lot of money for him, didn't they?
Yeah, finding his feet, all that kind of stuff. But he does now look like he's settled into a groove of he knows what he's doing, he knows his job role, and he's scoring goals.
Classy.
Yeah, he's found his level. There you go, found his level. Newcastle 1, Chelsea 0. Again, Newcastle.
Who's going to say it?
No, I'm being
I'm a big fan of Potter, so I'll defend him.
All I want to say, I want to talk about Newcastle first.
Right.
Forget Chelsea for a second.
Yeah.
Newcastle deserved to win this game. They genuinely deserved to win this game. They were the better team. The stats back it up as well. The goal they scored was absolutely world class, like proper good finish. That could be a shout for goal of the week. Actually, do you agree with me?
Joe Willock,
yeah. Joe Willock, goal of the week.
It's my goal of the week.
Garnacho probably, but...
Joe Willock, goal of the week.
Have a day off.
Joe Willock, 100% goal of the week. To take it first time like that, smash it in the top corner. Mendy just token dive. He didn't even know what he was doing there. He's just had to throw himself for it. He's nowhere near it. Joe Willock, goal of the week. But
the little terrier made the goal as well, didn't he? Our little terrier, Miggy.
Big Miggy, our boy Miggy, killing it still. But Newcastle, genuinely, I think they're going to get top 4 this season.
They were much the better team second half. I thought it was a boring first half.
Yeah.
But second half, they were the better team. You fancied they'd probably get a result. I thought Chelsea's best result was going to be a draw. And Newcastle deserved to win it. They've got no European football. They're going to spend in January. They're already in the top 4.
Primed for it, aren't they?
You know what? I think there's a real contradiction with wanting Newcastle to do well and then realising the reality. Yeah. I think they totally deserve it and they're doing it as underdogs.
Yeah.
But then you know if they do get top 4 as underdogs, because they're not doing it off the money really.
Yeah.
As soon as they get it, goodbye everybody else.
Yeah,
as soon as they're in the top 4, that's when the money will just roll in and they'll never leave the top 4 again.
This will accelerate their spending.
100%.
This will genuinely accelerate their spending, not only in January, but at the end of the season. So all these boys that have come in and done really well, bye-bye Dan Burn, bye-bye Matty Longstaff, bye-bye everybody else. They'll be getting the big boys in.
But
They
that's
will
just
do.
an evolution.
It
isn't
loses
That's
its
why
charm a bit.
It does.
They will do.
but
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's an evolution.
Yeah.
It is an evolution, and they have done incredibly well, and that's just life.
Yeah.
But they've bought the right players at the right time. But I think why people like them as well is the team look like a proper team.
Yeah,
like
together,
you can see
yeah.
they're together when they win, and that feels like a.
Eddie Howe, honestly, I think if they carry this on, even if Arsenal went and won the league with Mikel Arteta, I still think Eddie Howe would get manager of the season.
Not if Arteta wins the league.
Really? Do you think he's winning it?
You know what? I go back to it. I think Newcastle are not where they are because of the money. That squad is no really better than an Everton or a West Ham, and Eddie Howe's done a great job, and the players are doing great. But no, I'd agree with Tom. I think if Arsenal win the league, that's a
Arteta's
turn
getting
up,
it.
isn't it? Yeah.
He's got.
And another manager, Graham Potter, under pressure now. He's got to be under pressure now.
I don't
No,
think he should
I don't
be.
think so.
Really?
No, I don't think he should be. No.
I don't say whether he should be or not.
he
I
could
think
be.
he is
He could
under
be.
pressure. I do. I think he's
Potter
under
out
pressure.
at the weekend. You know what? I hope Chelsea fans realise. Well, just mentioned Arteta. Like Arteta out, t-shirts, all this. Potter has took over at the worst time.
Yeah.
He's took over at the start of September when a manager's left and has bought. So he's got none of the players. They don't play the way he wants to play. He has got to be given until at least this time next year, no matter what, unless they're getting a relegation back.
Mate, if Chelsea lose their next 2 or 3 games, right, I'm almost certain he'll be sacked. I just think this new owner, the way he looks like he wants to do things, I think he'll just sack him.
Be wrong though. He's got to be given. You've got to back him in January. I know there's a couple of players coming in. I think Nkunku, maybe another one, but they're also missing Kante, which is big,
for sure, massive.
and he's changing the team every week as well, which is a massive sign that the manager doesn't really.
And they need a
have the
striker. They
players.
need a striker badly.
Get Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, they could do that, but they're probably one of the only ones that could afford him, to be perfectly honest here. West Ham, Leicester. The Leicester revival continues, by the way. Brendan Rodgers should have been in for a shout at Champ of the Week, by the way, because they are absolutely flying. He was on a gnat's cock away from getting sacked, wasn't he? He was so close to get given the boot, which would have been criminal. But they've stuck with him, which is nice to see, by the way. And now Leicester have turned it round massively. So Big Seb, who's a Leicester fan, what's their record at the minute? How many games have they won in the last whatever?
Won 5, drawn 1, lost 2 in the last 8.
In their last 8, played 8, won 5, drew 1, lost 2.
Faze is the man to remember. Apparently his stats are brilliant when he plays. Faze, Belgian, and another player that they've brought in from nowhere. Fofana goes to Chelsea for what, 100 million or whatever. Doesn't play, and they just bring another player in.
Just another one.
Amazing.
A like-for-like replacement almost. James Maddison on the score sheet again. Went off with a little injury, but
all right, apparently.
everything he's put on like Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff seems to...
Precaution.
Yeah, seems to see that he's going to be all right. Harvey Barnes, again, another honourable mention, who's been on fire lately, and I guarantee you he would have been close to getting that call-up as well for England.
Danny Ward, another clean sheet.
Shout out, big Danny Ward. Well done, mate. Keep it going,
points,
mate.
11 points in my FPL team this week. For
He
Danny
got
Ward.
bonus points as well.
Danny Ward is flying. That save he made. Actually, did you see the save when he was backpedaling?
Yeah, lovely, weren't it? Really?
That was one thing, actually, I really wanted to speak to you about today. It looked, from a layman point of view, like it was a really good save.
Yeah.
It was dropping. How good a save was it?
Yeah, top class. It's like a change of feet kind of thing to
Okay.
go, and then backpedal. Backpedaling as a big goalkeeper is always the problem because it's like not the most natural movement or motion in the world kind of thing. So it's hard to get your legs going and actually. And when you're backpedaling as well, you haven't got a lot of power to push off with and make the save kind of thing. But he did. He got his feet going, got moving, made the save. And I think there's a lot of motions going on at that moment in time when you're backpedaling. And to get your arm out and to make the save as well, top class. But he has turned it right round. He has turned it right round. Really, really pleased for him. Forest 1, Palace 0. Big win this for Forest. Massive win for Forest this. Morgan gives White. It was another one of those VAR ones where it was a bit sort of... but it's a huge win for them, isn't it, going into that international break?
They're looking good now. They've spent so much money, they shouldn't be getting relegated anyway, and they're finally starting to grind some results out. Obviously, Zaha missed a penalty. Palace are a good side. I didn't see it, but, you know... It's a very good 3 points for them to
It is, isn't it? Palace are a bit hit and miss, really, aren't they? I think Palace at home will win most of their games. Away from home, don't really know what you're going to get from them. And I don't want to see Wilfried Zaha take another penalty because he keeps dragging them.
I think he's missed 3 out of the last 4.
He keeps dragging them, and they are brutal. Like, you can't miss the target. You can't hit the post and miss the target. Just hit it as hard as you can, right? And if the goalie saves it, boom. Like the Leicester one, Tielemans for Fabianski. If you whack it as hard as you can, by the way, and the goalie saves it, I'll take that all day long, but don't drag it wide.
Yeah, the thing is with Forest, though, they've spent a lot of money, but Gibbs White, he scored a couple of important goals.
Good, doesn't he? Yeah.
He's
Lively.
looking good,
Yeah.
and I think it was 44 mil or something like that. So it was a lot of money, but when you're in the big league and you score a couple of winning goals, what's that worth?
Worth its weight, mate.
And another British Wolves lad that they've let go, and you kind of go,
wow, could have done with him.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Could have done with him.
And Jesse Lingard looked all right at the weekend.
Yeah, Lively, still doing his dancing at full time with Morgan Gibbs White. Brighton Villa. Now you've got something to say about this one, haven't you? Because massive win for Villa.
Yeah.
But there was a VAR shout for a penalty that was just an absolute disgrace.
Stunning. I mean, I was watching the United team come in, and then I had the Brighton game on, and then I saw it and went, oh, that's not a penalty. And then they showed it in slow-mo, and basically the Brighton player gets ahead of Digne, he's about to swing and kick it. He knocks the ball onto
Solly March, it was Solly March.
So he knocks the ball onto Digne's other leg, and Digne's swinging leg goes through and kicks him. Yeah. And I'm like, well, there's no part of that that's not a penalty because he's tried to clear the ball by kicking the Brighton player. Yeah. And all right, the Brighton player's knocked the ball onto him, but that's irrelevant. It's a penalty.
He's just
it goes to VAR, no penalty. And I'm like, I don't understand football anymore because it's a great result for Villa. And I know loads of Villa fans, really, so well done. Result. But that is a penalty. I cannot believe it. I'm stunned.
It's quite literally like this is people say, oh, it's a great win for Villa, but it shouldn't have been a win for Villa because Brighton should have had a penalty and most likely would have scored either way. But it has to be a penalty. It quite literally has to be a penalty. He's just kicked him. It's as simple as that.
So with the VAR now then, so you're saying like obviously before that, the good old days, you'd win some, you'd lose some penalty decisions.
Yeah.
This was meant to stop that.
Yeah.
So we're probably having as many decisions now that should have been a goal or shouldn't have been a penalty.
As before.
Is it not just at the point of cancelling itself out?
But it leaves a bad taste in your mouth as well, doesn't it? Because it's not human error. It's somebody watched it, but they've just got the decision wrong.
No, it is human error.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Even though they can slow it down and look for it from a million angles.
You know what it is? We keep saying this, and they need to get rid of it. The referee doesn't give the penalty, so VAR look at it. They know it's a penalty, but they go, it's not clear and obvious that he's got it wrong. He has got it wrong, but it's not obviously wrong. Yeah. No, he's got it wrong. Give the bloody penalty.
Yeah, that clear and obvious bit is pathetic, isn't it?
And that's their get out. They won't. You'll notice this when the referee doesn't give it and VAR refuses
they won't reverse it.
They won't reverse it unless it's absolutely completely wrong, and that's wrong.
I tell you what, I think. I think Villa will kick on under Emery now.
Yeah, great start for him.
What do you think? Yeah. What do you think he'll do?
I think he's just more structured. I think Emery's got a style of playing football which is a lot more rigid and structured, and he has changed formation, all that kind of stuff. But I think he'll do well for them. He's a proper manager.
He's a proper coach.
He's a proper coach, and I think everybody in that Villa team, it sounds harsh saying this, but probably respect everything that he's doing a little bit more than what they were doing with Gerrard. I think with Gerrard, he comes with this name and all that kind of stuff, but he hasn't brought that coaching credentials yet. Whereas I think everybody would have seen Emery come through the door and gone, he's a proper coach. He knows what he's doing. So whatever he's saying, we'll just listen to it and we'll do it because he knows what he's doing. Yeah. Simple as that.
Fair point.
All right, finally, guys, we're going to go in a minute, but we have got a very special Chump of the Week for you this week. So we've got a couple nominations, but I don't even know why we're doing the couple nominations. Yeah, we're just going to go straight for it, all right? Chump of the Week this week has to go to my mate Wesley. Your mate Wesley, Tom, right? So let me talk you through this. I've got a little video clip to show you as well. So we were playing golf the other day, right? It's a chilly day. It's like, 10, 12 degrees or whatever. Anyway, we have this thing where if there's a lake nearby, next to us on the green or whatever, and somebody misses like a gimme putt, like we're talking like a foot or something like that, yeah? We've always said it back in the day, you got to jump in the lake if you miss that. So I said to him before it, I said, you got to jump in the lake if you miss that. He missed it, right? And Wesley, fair play to him, right? He's a man of his word. He is a man of his word, right? He's a man of his word. So we get round to the next green, basically, and there's a place where you can jump in. He went, I'm going to jump in then. I went, there's no way you're jumping in. You won't jump in. All right. Takes his T-shirt off, takes his shoes off, everything, down to his boxers. And we went, are you honestly going to do this? I went, all right. So I'm recording. I've got my GoPro with me in my bag, standard, as I always do. And I'm recording this bad boy, yeah? Oh, my God, right? So we're like, how are you going to jump in? Are you going to belly flop it? You're going to jump in backwards or whatever? And he went, I'm just going to jump in like 2-footed. I'll just jump in 2-footed. And I was like, you don't even know how deep it is, right? And he's like, it's all right, I'll be fine. Oh, my God. Have a little watch of this clip now. Not that deep. So this is brutal, right? So He's jumped in, yeah, it's about that deep. He's ended up, right, his ankle, oh my God, the poor bugger. He was in a bad way, weren't he?
He crawled out of the lake and said, I've snapped both my ankles. And we were like, no, he's done ligaments.
He went for an X-ray. Thankfully, Wes, you haven't broken your ankle, but he was in a bad way, mate. He's definitely done all the ligaments.
On the plus side, he had his first bath of the year.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
It was your fault, really.
It wasn't my fault. He's a man of his word. I didn't goad him into doing it, all right? He just did it.
You might have a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. But anyway, Wes, sorry, mate. You are, though, football fill-ins, Chump of the week. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. That was a banger, weren't it? That was an absolute banger.
Enjoyed it.
Make sure you stay tuned to the Cycling GK, though, because over the World Cup, we are doing every single England game. We're doing a live watch-along. Come and join us. We've got loads of giveaways, all that kind of stuff. Football shirts, footballs, Premier League match balls, all that kind of stuff. And then the day after, we're going to be doing a football fill-in of the England game, basically, dissecting it, talking about it, who did what, this, that, whatever, all that kind of stuff. Plenty of content coming up. Mark, you've got a busy schedule for the World Cup too?
Yeah, we've got loads of stuff on That's Football, doing watch-alongs and stuff, and hopefully get onto some of the football fill-ins for England as well.
Yes, damn right, mate. We'd love to see you. Everybody, as usual, thank you for watching. We will see you all soon.